Hello guys, welcome to Shinobi Codes. In this video, we'll be discussing a very important tool in programming, that is recursion. We'll be discussing the very basics of recursion, including what actually is recursion, an instance where we see recursion in our daily lives, and what is a recursive function, what does it include, what does it look like, what are its components, etc. I am Bharat Singla, I am currently in class 9 and let's get started. So, recursion, if we go by its formal definition, is the repetition of a process but with some modifications so as to get the desired output. Now, what do I exactly mean by that? So, let's take up this real life example and just soak it in better. So, let's say you are standing in this very long queue and you are the last person, that is this person over here, and you want to know the length of the queue, that is the number of people in front of you. Now there are two constraints over here. That is, firstly, you cannot leave your place, and secondly, you cannot go on counting everyone manually because it's a very long queue, and that's not a very efficient approach. Now, one smart approach here would be to load all your work to the person in front of you, that is this person, and ask him the length of the queue in front of him, and whatever he says, we can simply add one to that, right? Because we need to include him as well. Now, this is a very smart approach and you can simply just get out of this. And now you don't need to worry how he calculates that. All you need to bear in mind is that you need to add 1 to that. Right? So, now if he's smart, he can follow the same process and then ask the person before him the length of the queue. And then whatever he says, he can add 1 and then return you back. Now, this process will repeat until we hit the first person in the queue. That is this person, because he knows the answer and he does not need to bring anyone into picture now. He simply knows that there isn't anyone in front of him, so he simply says 0 back, right? Then the length of the queue in front of him is 0. Now this person will add 1 to this result and then he is going to return 1 back. Now this process will go on, and now this person here will return 2 back, and this way until we reach the 99th person. This process will go on incrementing the returned value by 1. We'll then say 99 back because he's got the value 98 from the person before him. And now you can simply add 1 to this result. And here we go. We have the length of the queue staying at our place and very quickly. Now this is a very smart approach, and this also just sums up what recursion is, right? Loading all your work to something else and then modifying the result is what recursion is, right? So here you go. You have the answer 100 with you, the length of the queue. So now let's understand recursion using technical terms and how are we going to implement that in our program. Now recursion in a program is basically a function. So it's a recursive function that will call itself. A function calling itself is what recursion is. Now let's say you define a function f, and in the body you'll again call that function f. But wait, aren't we going into an infinite loop? Because the function will call itself and then that function will again call itself, and this will go on infinitely. So when do we stop and when can we say that we can now halt our program? So this is when the base case comes into the play. Now base case is nothing but an if condition in a program that stops any further execution or any further calling of a new function, right? So let's come back to our previous example that we have taken up, and let's try to analyze what the base case here was. The base case here was the first person in this queue, right? He does not use that same general formula of asking the person before him and then adding 1. Instead, he simply says 0 because he knows the result, right? No further calling, No more bringing someone into the frame now. Simply returning a value. Right. This is a base cases. Now we can generalize that the length of the queue for any person I is basically the length of the queue for the person I plus 1 and then that value plus 1. Right. If that person is not the first person of the queue. This is the base case. If he is the first person of the queue, then the result is simply 0. So in a recursive program, there's basically the first line that defines a function. So using the def keyword in Python and then the name of the function, which may or may not have some parameters. Then mostly the first line is the base case and if clause, which will let's say have if n equal to 0 or if the array length is 0 or 1 or something like that. When we know the result, so then we can simply return a value, let's say return 100 or return 0 or return 1. And in the else clause, we can define some variables, modify results, and the most important statement in that else clause is that the function calling itself. Now, you may or may not alter the parameters, that's up to you. But this is what basically a recursive function contains. So thank you guys. This was it for the basics of recursion. If you liked the video and learned something new, do give it a like and share it with anyone whom you think will find it interesting. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you are notified about our upcoming videos. I'll see you in the next tutorial.